Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we will learn that the various the data visualization with Seaborn. So at first, we import the Seaborn as SNS and use its distribution plot to plot distribution plot for the rating column of our data frame df1. And here's how to explain it concisely in our lecture. So in this tutorial, basically we first import Seaborn as SNS and use its distribution plot function to create a distribution plot, and we pass a rating column of our data frame df1 to dist plot to visualize the distribution of ratings. And then in the visualization part, the here we see that the resulting plot displays a histogram representing the distribution of ratings in our dataset, and the x-axis represents different rating values, and the y-axis represents the frequency or density of each rating. And uh, and uh, the distribution plot helps us understand the spread and shape of ratings across the dataset, and we can observe the concentration of ratings at different levels and identify at any patterns or outliers. So by examining the distribution plot, we can gain insights into the overall sentiment or quality of the apps in our dataset based on their ratings. In the next part of this of the entire notebook, the next code explains that here we use the sns.displot to visualize the distribution of ratings in our dataset. By setting KD parameter to false, we are instructing Seaborn not to display the KD curve, resulting in only the histogram being plotted. And the KD parameter controls whether or not to include the KD curve. When KD is set to true, I mean the default whatever it comes, Seaborn adds a smooth curve representing the estimated probability density function. Setting KD to false removes this curve, showing only the histogram bars. And the resulting plot here, we see the resulting plot displays a histogram representing the distribution of ratings in our dataset without the overlay of the KD curve. And uh, and after that, the the next line of codes explains, here we using the Seaborn's distribution plot function as the above dist plot function to visualize the distribution of ratings in our data frame df1. And the beans parameter controls the number of beans or bars used in the histogram. So by default, Seaborn automatically selects the number of beans based on the data. Here's we are setting beans equal to 15. It basically indicates that we want to divide the range of ratings into 15 beans. And the visualization part, here we see that the resulting plot displays a histogram with 15 bins, providing a more detailed view of the distribution of ratings. And uh, the increasing of the number of bins can offer finger. The visualizing the distribution is so easy, so potentially revealing more insights about the data of the distribution. And the next slide of code, uh, also we are using here also the distribution function, the dist plot function, to visualize the distribution of ratings in our data frame df1. And here we take the color parameter, which allows us to specify the color of the histogram bins. And here we setting color equal to G, indicating that we want to bins to be green in color. And various colors are there. And the number of bins, we also adjusting the number of bins using the bins parameter, and in this case we set it to bins equal to 20 to divide the range of ratings into 20 bins. And the resulting plot, we see resulting plot displays a histogram with 20 bins, with each bin colored green representing the distribution of ratings. So uh, after that, this slide of code explains that the basically the plot function again we use here to visualize the distribution of ratings in our data from df1, and customization, we are basically customizing the plot by setting the number of bins to 15 using the bins parameter, and additionally we are specifying the color of the histogram bins to green using the color parameter as above. And here we add the title of the here we add the title using matplotlib's plt.title function. We are adding a title to the plot distribution of rating, and we set the font size to 12 using the font size parameter to ensure readability. And the visualization part, here we see that visualization part, we the resulting plot displays a histogram with 15 bins, each colored green, representing the distribution of app ratings. And the title provides context to the plot, indicating that indicating what aspect of the data distribution is being visualized. So, and by customizing the number of bins and the color of the histogram, we can effectively highlight different aspects of the data distribution for analysis and interpretation. And again, in the next slide, here we set the aesthetic style of the plots. This affects things like the color of access, whether a grid is enabled by default, and other aesthetic elements. So here the parameters of the style, like one of dark grid, white grid, dark white, and ticks. Each style provides its own aesthetic preferences, and with the default being dark grid. And rc the optional dictionary parameter mappings to override the values in the present Seaborn rc dictionary. And after that, the next slide of code, here we setting the plotting style with plt.style.use. This line changes the plotting style to tableau color blind 10, and which provides a color palette suitable for colorblind individuals. And we basically create a distribution plot with the sns.plot, this line of code, the second line of code, and this line creates a distribution plot of the ratings data from the data frame df1, and specifying 15 bins, and the 15 bins and the color blue. And we set the title with the help of plt.title function. And we give the title to that we see that the distribution of app rating, and we basically give the font size also. Whatever it basically we fixed it to 12, and then we use the plt.show function that finally this command displays the plot with the specified styling and data. So in the visualization part, we see that the distribution, that I mean the overall code demonstrates that how to customize the plotting style and create a distribution plot of app ratings, and providing insights into the distribution of ratings in the dataset. And in the next slide of code, we here next and last slide of code, we set the plot style plt.style.use, and we set it to the dark background. And the what this line states that this line changes the plotting style to dark background, which provides a dark background suitable for emphasizing colors and data. And we basically do the same as before, and we set the title plt.title, and we display the plot with the plt.plot. So finally this comment displays that the plot with the specified style and number of bins of the data. So This is the some lines of code with the data analysis part, I mean the data visualization part with the Seaborn. And thank you guys.